pill moment, a chance to see behind the curtain of your own consciousness. But remember, knowledge this powerful comes with a choice. You can close this video now and go back to living in their programmed reality. Or you can stay with me for the next few minutes and discover just how deep this rabbit hole goes. See, the subconscious controls 95% of your thoughts and decisions. It doesn't question, doesn't analyze. It just absorbs like a sponge. It's the part of your brain that keeps you scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m., buying things you don't need, and believing ideas you've never questioned. And here's the chilling part. The governments, corporations, media know this, and they've mastered the art of controlling it. And it's not just your big decisions, where you work, what you vote for, who you trust. It's in the micro moments, the notifications you check, the headlines you skim, the ads you glance at for half a second. These tiny fragments of control accumulate day by day like drops of water carving stone, until you're living someone else's vision of reality. But this isn't just influence, it's domination. Every time they steal a sliver of your valuable attention, they're rewriting the blueprint of who you are. You didn't choose this. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. You don't have to live this way anymore. Today, you'll learn the tools to take back control, to see the strings, to wake up from their illusion. This is more than a wake-up call. It's your first step toward reclaiming your reality. Think back to your earliest memories. Before you could tie your shoes, before you could write your name, your mind was already being coded. But it wasn't just random programming. It was a script, passed down through generations, designed to keep you in a spiritual and mental prison. Think about this. Why do they say children are like sponges? It's not just about learning. Between ages 0 and 7, your brain operates in theta wave dominance, the same state that makes it possible for hypnotists to rewrite memories or make people believe they're living in an entirely different time and place. It's a state where your subconscious doesn't just listen, it obeys. You weren't just learning, you were being programmed. Every fairy tale you heard, every cartoon you watched, every lullaby you sang, they weren't just stories, they were programming sequences. Stay within the lines. Don't question authority. Fear the unknown? These weren't just lessons, they were chains, wrapping around your subconscious mind, layer by layer. But here's where it gets darker. Those phrases weren't innocent. They were echoes of a larger system designed to keep you compliant. Governments, corporations, and the media knew that if they could control the way your parents thought, they could control you too, without ever meeting you. Think about it. Why do advertisements target children with sugary cereals and toys? It's not because kids have purchasing power, it's because their minds are the most impressionable. If they hook you young, you'll crave the products and ideals they sell for life. And it wasn't just ads. Think about it. How many times were you told, be realistic? Translated, stay small, don't aim too high, or don't talk back. Meaning obey authority even when it feels wrong. Just like follow the rules, meaning to conform, even if it kills your creativity. These aren't just family sayings. They're the building blocks of a system that thrives on obedience. Consider this.
Give big little moments this holiday season with Bath & Body Works.
Look at you, investing like you run the joint. I guess that makes you the boss. You're saying things like, I want that EPS on my desk by EOD. You do shorts, you do longs. And now you're doing Robinhood Gold, earning a high interest rate on your cash. Nice. because no one runs your money like you.
Research shows that by age 7, your core beliefs about money, success, and self-worth are already set. 7 years old. By then, the groundwork of your reality, the limits you think are unchangeable, was already laid down. Here's an even darker thought. Have you ever wondered why fairy tales teach fear and submission? Witches in forests, danger beyond the village, rewards for good behavior. They weren't just stories, they were early blueprints, hinting you to stay where it's safe, to trust the authority figure, and don't stray too far. The more you think about it, the more you'll realize that your childhood wasn't just learning, it was conditioning. And this conditioning doesn't fade. Your subconscious mind clings to these ideas like gospel. It's why as an adult you might find yourself hesitating to take risks, doubting your worth, or chasing goals that don't even feel like yours. It's why you feel stuck in a life that feels more like a script than a choice. But here's the truth. This isn't your fault. It never was. Your subconscious doesn't question. It simply absorbs. And from the moment you were born, it was flooded with rules, fears, and limits designed to keep you in line. See, Stanford research shows that 90% of your childhood beliefs stay with you for life, unless you actively rewrite them. And they, governments, corporations, media, know this. That's why they aim to shape your mind when you're young. Because if they can control your beliefs, they don't need to control your actions. You'll do it for them. But here's the glimmer of hope. While your subconscious may have been programmed, it isn't permanent. It can be rewritten. Now that you know how the programming started, let's talk about how it continues every single day. Because what they did to you as a child wasn't the end. It was just the foundation. The real work happens now, in ways so subtle you almost never notice. So, imagine this. You're scrolling through your phone on a Monday evening after work. A headline flashes saying, "Breaking economic crisis looms." You immediately feel anxiety. But then an ad pops up to invest in gold to protect your future. In just seconds, your emotions were hijacked. Fear puts your brain in survival mode, making you more receptive to their suggestions. They create the fear and then sell you the solution. This isn't random. It's precision-engineered manipulation, and it happens thousands of times a day. Every app you use, every news article you skim, every notification you receive, they're all pieces of a puzzle designed to control your attention. And your attention isn't just a commodity. It's the leash that ties you to their system. But let's break this down. See, fear is their favorite tool, and headlines are their weapon of choice. Fear shuts down your critical thinking, putting your subconscious in charge, desperately searching for safety. That's when the narrative slips in, unnoticed, but effective. Then come the ads. Have you ever wondered why your feed seems to know what you're thinking about? Algorithms don't just predict your desires, they create them. They plant ideas in your mind so subtly that you believe they're your own, nudging you toward products, lifestyles, and beliefs without even realizing it. Even something as small as a notification isn't harmless. It's a psychological trigger tapping directly into your brain's reward system. Every time you tap it, you're reinforcing a habit, training your mind to seek their content, to stay plugged in. But here's the thing. They're not just after your attention. They're after your identity. You're not just buying a product, you're buying a version of yourself. A cooler you, a smarter you, a more successful you. But that idealized version is always out of reach, just far enough that you keep chasing, keep spending, keep conforming, and that's exactly how they want it. Here I've got some real-life examples. Have you ever noticed how streaming platforms seem to trap you for hours with autoplay? It's not about providing you entertainment. It's about making you passive, turning you into a consumer on autopilot. Think about this. A study revealed the average person spends nearly 5 hours a day consuming media.
Feels like a dream, feels like magic. Now